Hey, it's Reducating with New Key Construction. Today we're in Moraga, California, and we just finished this whole home for our clients, Piyush and Shweta, and we want to talk about it. So guys, tell me about this journey that's been this whole house transformation.
Well, it's been a fun journey. It's had its ups and downs, but it's been mostly fun. We are loving the new space that we're in, and it is definitely so much more functional than what we had before.
Yeah, big thing, like I know you were telling me, you're like, I don't think this house can be fixed to our liking. I'm just gonna go buy another house. There's no way we can make this house mine. I know a lot of things had to be rearranged and modified and like moved to make it that way. Can you tell me about that journey of like wanting to move or remodel and you weren't sure?
We had been toying with moving to a new home versus trying to redo this one, and I was bent on moving to a new house. I'm not somebody who likes change, and so the idea of living through a construction project, changing things up, there was no way for me. And so we were looking for house, and Shweta's mind was always, let's redo this home. Since we've lived in this for a few years, we know how it flows, we know what we want to change.
Yeah.
So we started to work with a designer, and even through our design phase, we were still looking for new homes.
We didn't necessarily mind the kitchen that we were in. The kitchen was fully functional. We didn't mind the separate spaces. It was, we made it work. It's just a family of four, so on a day-to-day basis, we made it work. What the key pieces that kept nagging is the kids had a Jack and Jill that they had to share. And we only had a half bathroom in the hallway that when his elderly parents would come visit, there was no place for them to take a shower. They had to go into a tub shower in the Jack and Jill and share that with the kids. And that just was starting to become a pretty big problem. And so we had handymen stop by to say, can we add a shower to this little half bath? And we would price that out, but it still was, it was still a significant amount of money. But then my son and daughter would still be sharing a Jack and Jill shower and have the morning busy time being, bickering over who's taking too long in the bathroom. We went through a couple of different iterations of like, should we just go for it?
And meanwhile, still looking for homes.
Well, and that's when it was like, should we get a bigger house? And should we find a house where the layout is better? And should we move? But then we've been in this home and we feel comfortable. We love our neighbors. We love our backyard.
Our yard. We love where we're sitting.
We loved our location. We didn't really want to lose our neighbors. We didn't want to lose our school district. But the house wasn't quite working for our growing children and the needs for his parents and other visitors. And so we looked at close to 30 homes. We were literally every weekend, all open houses. We were there, and we had two friends who went through full remodels. And so we kind of, from a distance, watched the process happen. And so we ended up contacting one of the designers that our friend had used. And I had a side conversation going with a designer. And
I had a side conversation going with the realtor.
We
had side conversations going.
We were kind of going on both paths at the same time. And so we were like, okay, this designer's not charging us a whole lot. So let's just at least get some designs to see where this is gonna land us. But meanwhile, he was still kind of like, okay, that's like a investment. And if we lose that money and still find a decent house, maybe we don't have to do construction and let's just go find a nicer house. So I think we went down that path for a good 6 to 8 months. And then once the designer started to show us a vision
I knew I lost.
Yeah, once she started to show us a vision of what we could have, I think once we got more comfortable with the idea of getting into construction, I think that's when we reached out to you to get bids.
I think a big decision point also for us was where would we live during the construction. And so Shweta likes to be involved in the details, as you're quite aware. And so the idea of renting a separate space, it would have been difficult for her to be involved in the details because we would be living separately, even though it would be a mile away.
Yeah.
So we made the decision to stay. And I think you gave us the wonderful suggestion to do in 2 phases so that we could continue to live comfortably. And so in the first phase, we created a living space in our garage, but we had use of our bedrooms and our bathrooms. And then in the second phase, we were able to move back into the kitchen and family room, and so it wasn't as inconvenient. And so I think breaking it up into 2 phases was essential for us, especially because we were living through the house remodel.
And you got to be part of all those details.
I got to be part of the details. We were in here with the crew every day and saw it all happening up close and personal.
I remember seeing you guys smiling around the porta potty, decorating with Christmas lights.
Yes. Yes, we enjoyed the construction process.
You made the best of it. It wasn't easy to live through a...
And
but you helped.
You helped immensely in getting us situated to live comfortably, so...
I don't think we felt that displaced, honestly, because I think moving up your entire life and moving to a rental would have felt very displaced. And then it was nice that once phase 1 was over, then we already had a nice new bathroom to use. So then our family of 4 used the brand new bathroom for a small period while our individual bathrooms were getting updated and the laundry room got updated. So that was a nice way to kind of break the projects so that we didn't ever have to leave the house and go away somewhere else while the construction was happening.
And full transparency, you guys had a couple contractors bid this project.
Yes.
Why did you end up choosing us as your contractor?
For me, being a very relationship-based person, I felt a strong relationship that you were advocating for. And so not just coming in as a construction company, but coming in almost as a family member and working on the house. I think that was really important to me. The second thing, which I really appreciated, was your very detailed bid. Because I'm not somebody that does little change or surprises. And so with the detail of your bid and how everything was broken out, I felt very confident that we would be very close to budget and not have a surprise at the end of it. So those were, for me, the 2 biggest things.
And for me, it was about the quality of work because like I said, we have friends who had just gone through construction, 2 families. And when, we went and saw the construction work, and honestly, I was not very impressed with some of the finishes. Like the tile was not necessarily installed well, or the electrical, elements were not up to par. And to me, like when you gave us the names of the people that you had done work for and we were able to go see the quality of work, for me, that was a selling point because I was able to see the work that your crew had done. And that was really when we kind of knew that Nuki was, the company for us.
Right on. Thanks for sharing that. That's quite a qualification process.
Yes.
Tell me the end now. You hired Nuki Construction. You went through construction in 2 phases, got everything done. Now tell me the end, because you went from, I'm a total skeptic, I'm gonna buy another house, let's sell this guy and move, to let's stay, let's transform it, and here we are. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have completely 180'd. In fact, I think about it and I think about some new homes we were looking at, and we'll drive by or we'll walk by and I go, gosh, but we can never have seen ourselves in those homes, right? This was our home, and it was our home, but now it's even more our home. Like I feel this is a home that we can live in for a long time. My son says never sell this home, right? He wants it. If we ever are to move out of it, he's already given us a bid for the house.
He's 13.
He's 13. And so we feel that really this is where we're meant to be. And in fact, when people talk about, in my work, when people talk about finding a new home versus doing construction, I start asking them the questions that we asked ourselves. And are you happy with your neighbors? Are you happy with your property? Are you happy with the bones of your home? And if you are, just remodel it to a space that you're gonna really enjoy. And so I don't regret a single thing, and I'm just really, really happy that we did it, and it's our home, but even better.
Yeah. It took a little convincing in the beginning, but I have to say, like, we took, a educated leap of faith with you, and you've been amazing, and Nuki has been amazing, and we are so glad that we did this project because yeah, this feels like a new home. It does not feel like the house that we've lived in for 10 plus years. It's all in the same place, but it's still new, and it accommodates our older parents and guests and friends and family, and it's perfect.
It has a very cozy feel.
Yeah.
It's a brand new home with a very cozy
And now it has our stamp on it. I feel like it represents who we are, because the old 80s house had a very Tuscan feel to it. Everything felt like it was out of Italy. This feels more like it belongs to us.
I love your guys' story because it captures the essence of what New Key Construction is. The name New Key Construction, one of our taglines is creating the feeling of receiving keys to a new home through construction. Because there's a success feeling when you buy your home. There's another successful feeling when you make the home yours, right? So you bought this house, you made it your home through construction. And that's where our logo came in, with the home, the family, the love, the heart, and the success, the key that it's yours. And so I thought that was cool that your story is really essence of who we are and what we do. Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me be a part of your family for the last few years here. It's been a fun journey together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bring it in.
Thanks.